Hello, welcome to Talking Politics with Peter Beimers. I am Peter Beimers. If you like this sort of thing, like and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications, and feel free to share as well. So I wasn't here last week, but that's okay. I'll have a two for today. Two subject matters, both dealing with the Ontario government. First, Ford. You may have heard they're on break yet again, and this time for 5 months. Now, since the last election in 2025 in February, in 2025, Queen's Park sat for 51 days, roughly 13 weeks. They sit for about 4 days a week, and 30 days since in 2026 in the last 6 months. And now they're going to take 5 months off. You got to ask yourself a couple questions. What are they doing with so much time off? Like the big joke that people would have for years previous was teachers get a lot of time off. They get 2 months off a year. And now the Ontario politicians are getting, more than double, probably triple that amount. They've already had a long 15-week break, and now they're getting a 5-month break. And they're projected to sit maybe another 50 to 60 days in 2026. So you got to ask, what are they doing the other days that they're not sitting in Queen's Park? Are they actually meeting with people? Are they doing any work? Now, the average time sitting in Queen's Park since 2010 has been 85 days. Clearly, Ford doesn't think it's important to sit in Queen's Park anymore because he's got such a large majority. He's taken it for granted. He's taking you for granted. He doesn't want to do the work. Again, why so much time off? Uh, what are they doing the other days that they're not working? And they've also, one of the things that they did do in the rare times that they did meet is vote themselves a nice, comfortable raise. Doing what? I'm not exactly sure. I do know they're making life more expensive for us. Uh, they've gone against their campaign promises of the last 2 years in removing this or that and doubling down after they're elected. So they're saying one thing with one hand and doing something else with the other. So now they can't meet in Queen's Park, reduce taxes, or make life more comfortable and more affordable for you and me. On the plus side, at least they can't make it worse. And secondly, you may have heard Dunkin Donuts is planning to come back to Canada. They left a number of years ago. They didn't really have much of a foothold then, but they see a marketing opportunity. They've read the political and geographical makeup of the country, how the demographic has been manipulated over the last number of years, and as a direct result of the federal and provincial governments here in Canada. And they've already said that they are going to hire Canadians. This is a direct result of the backlash that they've been reading of the temporary foreign workers program that is set up here in Canada. We got a number of Tim Hortons here in Canada, and it is here in Woodstock, and it is very obvious which Tim Hortons have taken massive advantage of the temporary foreign worker program, and which have said, no, we're going to hire local high school students, we're going to hire Canadians. Now, for a number of years, Tim Hortons has denied that they have been using this temporary foreign worker program, much to the evidence of the obvious. And now that Dunkin Donuts has said that we plan to come to Canada, we're going to start in Ontario and in Quebec, notably Toronto and Montreal, and expand from there. And probably in late 2026 or early 2027. And then they have plans to open one store a week. That's pretty ambitious. And I, for one, kind of hope Dunkin Donuts is able to do well. I haven't been to a Dunkin' in many, many years. The last time I was in one was in the US. And and what I've heard is that their coffee has greatly improved. I like the fact that they're going to hire local, they're going to hire Canadians. They're not going to take advantage of the temporary foreign workers program set up by the government. And as a result, Tim Hortons has said, yes, we have taken advantage of this program. Well, when previously they said they haven't, so they've lied to us. And now they're, if you've seen some of their latest commercials, uh, take a look at the diversity that is in those commercials and the plan to hire local 10,000 new employees local across the nation. Is it too much too late for a national brand of Tim Hortons? Their coffee has already suffered when they sold it to the US and switched coffee brands, which is why when I go there, I get dark roast because that's still actually a decent coffee compared to the regular stuff. I don't like the regular coffee since they've switched brands at Tim Hortons, but be it as it may, when Dunkin makes its way to Oxford County, I do plan to visit it, and I hope they do well. To teach and to show Tim Hortons and other companies that we're tired of foreign worker programs. We want to hire local. We want to hire Canadians. This is not racist. I want my kids to find a job. I want my nieces and nephews to be able to find a job. And another reason why Dunkin Donuts has said they're going to hire local and hire Canadians is because the national average of youth unemployment has never been so high. It is well over 14%. So there is a market to hire employees here in Canada for a donut store of all places. And if they're close, I'm sure even the seniors, the elbows up crowd will go. If there's a Dunkin' Donuts within 10 minutes rather than 20, they're going to go to the 10-minute one. And I, for one, hope Dunkin' does well. So I'm pulling for them. So I will be looking for them. And I would support any local establishment, be it Tim Hortons, Dunkin', Burger King, McDonald's, whatever, to scrap the temporary foreign workers program and actually spread some actually goodwill to the local community and hire the local high school kids who desperately need these jobs to save for college and university because that's gone outrageously priced. So let's watch and see how this happens in the next couple of years and what will happen. I'm wondering how many Timmy's will close because of Dunkin' coming in. Starbucks is able to come into Ontario and into Canada, and because they're hiring local, they're able to uh, gain a foothold. And contrary to previous years when they've tried, they've actually stuck around this time, and their coffee sucks. I'm not a Starbucks fan. I think it's warmed up swill, but they're able to stick around, and I hope Dunkin' is able to do the same. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded, and feel free to share as well. Thanks for watching. I'm Peter Beimers, and we'll see you next time. Well, the Jays aren't at 500, but they're getting closer. They had a terrible game, that very winnable game that Hoffman threw away. And they lost horribly to Baltimore, but as much as we might want to, we can't pin that on Hoffman. Philadelphia is coming into town, so that's going to be a tough series. Just as when the Jays got to 500, unfortunately, the best team in baseball came to town. So back to square one. Still digging our way out of a hole, but I still see good things in the future for them.